Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's 7 p.m. Monday night 4UnderDawgs cash scrims. There was a slight delay. It gave me some time to snack on some apples and whatnot. But that being said, we are going to be getting started here soon as everybody get into their slot and after the duos and everything get kicked. But that being said, tonight's lobby, we have Team Control Star, Dark, Rain Esports, New Era, Sentinels, Rival 6, 4 Sexy Frogs, Broken Spirits, Dope Esports, X-Rated, Lethal Esports, J Nepal, Velocity, Shoot to Survive Esports, Asian T, Silence Esports, Night Rain, Death Wish, Twisted Militia, Hexfall, What's Good Esports, and Almost There. That is the lobby for tonight, so we shall see how this is gonna go here for tonight. So we shall see how this goes, as first game is gonna be going into Erangel, so we shall see how this is gonna go for the first match. And let's hope for the best for the playing path for these teams and players. And let's just hope that it doesn't really give them a bad playing path so they can all spread out and go to their drops. But let's see how game one is going to go here for tonight. Let's see how everybody looks to do. If you do want to join 4UnderDawgs server as well, the link is pinned in the chat. If you want to head on over there and join their Discord for Monday night 7 p.m. And if I'm not wrong, they also host 9:30s on Saturdays, I believe. Might be wrong. Don't know if any of them are in the chat. But if you do want to head on over there and figure out all the information to join Scrims, go right on ahead. And usually I am now here on Mondays. And yeah, so we shall see how this is gonna go here for tonight. As we're gonna start off on Team Control, but the playing path gonna start just above Primor's, going all the way over, ending just right below the power. Let's see how this does go here. Yeah. We shall see how this goes for the first game of the night. Let's see what early fights we get and see where we're going to be heading to. We have a couple teams right next to each other. Team Control and Twisted Militia right down the west side, as well as X-Rated and Dope Esports. We are down in Primorsk. See where the rest of these players and teams look to go here. By the looks of it, we do have two teams towards Pachinki, as we have Silence Esports and Death Wish. Dag is here, already with the UMP in hand. He's here, free firing. Waiting for these players to move on out to see if we get an opening knock for the team. As Jay and Paul already get in a fight. As Dark do lose a player. Dagus over here on to extra. As that does tag him on up, get him down to 75 HP there. His entries take no shots onto him, but not even connecting. Hollow on the roof. So we do have Hexfall now getting into a fight over here as well. But that is going to be that player out. Eliminated. Going to set on over here onto Silence Esports for now. Let's see how this game goes. Does Hollow seem to have an angle? We shall see. Deathwish just being a trio, so Silence having one player advantage. So we shall see how this does go here for the team. Fight going on, I believe. Not really sure where. It is shoot to survive. It is shoot to survive as they're looking to chase down Rain Esports, picking up 2 already. As now we have Lover and Clouds V8 shoot to survive, picking up 2 elims there. Crossing the monster truck here as the rest in their own car looking to loot on up. Twisted Militia now looking to get into a fight with the likes of X-Rated over here. They do pick up a knock onto one. Flexi looking to move on up. Silas to his right. Rest of Twisted Militia looking to come regroup with them right now to try and clear out these buildings to see everything goes. Now we do Lexi down to about 5 HP here, needing to heal on up to cook up a nade. His teammates are going to look to come on and help him out over here. Going to throw a nade on out, run on back here as well. Make sure he stays alive. Going to be looking to cook up another nade to throw on to Silas. Silas going to be sitting on the stairs there as Punk moves on in. They get that knock and Thirst immediately onto X-Rated. We have another fight going on over here. Night Rain here. Do pick up 3 eliminations themselves. Not sure what squad that is. Lethal Esports taking out the full squad of Lethal Esports there. Freds, Gamma, Wolverine, and Neymar. They do lose Neymar there. We're going to head on over here towards the likes of Darklight as he does knock Docky. Casper going to look to regroup with him here as well. He's going to be looking for that Elim. The rest of Hexfall backed up into apartments. Shoot to survive, starting off strong, picking off teams left and right now. After looking like picking one off of Hexfall and 2 off of Rain. Faust on the roof here with the QBZ4X, level 3 vest, level 2 helmet. As Silence now getting into their fight as they do pick up a knock with the safety bomb. Now leaving it down to Zentra. Velocity and Dope Esports getting into it as well. More sticky bombs coming on out. Do believe this is Smiley here. So we shall see how this is going to go on. For the meantime, it's going to look to heal on up. Interest back down to a little below half HP. Silence making sure that nobody wraps on around. Jay Nepal picking up off Gold Star. Star going to be eliminated. there, as now the likes of Dark down to just a duo, as they are just down to Zane, and I don't really remember the other player's name. Chill Guy gonna nade himself there, as I don't know True Survive's gonna look to go on that way, seeing that they needed their teammate Jay Nepal. Grabbing a UAZ. That's gonna be Abro here, looking to move on around, waiting to see on what happens. Gonna head on over here towards Silence Esports. They're looking to move up here slowly but surely. Extra in 2 seconds where Smiley is. Smiley with the DPS. Extra does get a knock on to Broader. Might be able to get saved. That's a DBS to the face of Deathwish. Now just down to a solo. That's Smiley. Dagas facing off his interest. Up, trying to avoid those shots there. Smiley pushing on in with the DBS. Ventress with his back turned on right now. That is gonna be a 3-piece there from Smiley. Smiley picking up a 3-piece there onto Deathwish. So I'll see how this is gonna continue on for the night. That is gonna be, I believe, the first or second team fully wiped out, as the zone is looking to fully push on up to the north side here. Shooterings, Zarky, Severny, and North George, as well as South George, still in the zone. But the center zone looking to be held by some compounds across the wave, as Dope here looking to take one of the compounds. We have Pain, Baby Tang, Winter, and Voltex here. See how that goes. Chopper moving on into Pachinki here, as Silence Esports. Are they aware that another team pulled on up? Dagas gonna be the first to hear. If I think he might have went AFK. Chopra moving on around. Smiley might be the next one. Ebro gonna get knocked to the play zone there. New Era also not too far away over here. Chopra moved on up. Gonna be looking to get onto the roof here, possibly. Smiley moving around without Carefree. Gonna be hearing a car here coming soon, if they're not too aware. That's gonna be a monster truck. Smiley is gonna hear that monster truck. Gonna pull out his M4. Shoot to survive. Taking on Rain right now. That's going to be Clouds getting knocked as well as Rain Lover eliminated. That's going to be Rain Esports taking on out. 5 eliminations here for Shoot to Survive. As now Hexfall getting into a fight here. We do pick up a knock onto Chopper. Now it's just down to Chill Guy and Optimus. Smiley going to hop up here. Hop on down. DBS going to get the knock onto Chill Guy. Let's see how this goes here. Trying not to get knocked. That's going to be Optimus getting taken on out there. So that's going to be Embroidered picking up his second Elam for Sexy Frogs. Now looking to get into a fight here with Tease. Tease. As trading off Nox. Lux looking towards Osako. Shot back towards Lux. Dark Esports and Jay Nepal continuing on their shots. Lux making sure that Buggy's not going to be used there by Osako. Osako looking towards his leg. As Lux taking some shots from the side there. That's going to be Frez for Night Rain. A trio here. Almost there. Going to be losing a player there to Shoot to Survive. Shoot to Survive. Going to head on over here. They do have Dark Light Knock. As Cloud trying to cover Blaze there. Cloud's looking towards Dusty God, tagging him on up. Blaze low as well. Casper on over here. Casper with the pump in his hand. Low on HP. Trying to knock Gutsy Guy here. Does get that knock. Now going to be looking to on up as Blaze over here. Looking towards Night as it's just Asta and Night left. Nades coming on out. Asta trying to throw one out, but Asta going to get knocked there by Blaze. Blaze now getting focused towards Knight. Knight needs to be careful of his backside, as that's going to be Klaus cleaning him on up there. They do lose Darklight, but 9 eliminations. Darklight going without 2 of those. 4 Sexy Frogs continuing on their fight here with Asian Tees. Osako taking those shots, doing the work as Tees get taken out by New Era, as well as 4 Sexy Frogs. 4 Sexy Frogs are going to be looking for that revive onto their teammate. Down to 14 teams here, all spread on out. We still have a few teams out in the play zone. So we shall see how this is going to look to continue to go as the zone is closing on up. Going to be heading on over to zone number 3. Jose looking for his car to be repaired by his repairman there. Or actually going to be looking to change his car. Let his teammate take his. So now they're going to be looking to make their way into the zone here soon. So we shall see how this goes. We're going to head on over here to our shoot to survive. Baby Tank on the road there. Blaze going to get taken on out there by Knight. Casper over here taking some shots to cover his teammate. Trying to get car on in, but car needs to be fixed on up. I do believe it may have lost a tire, unless he has a spare tire. We shall see what happens as New Era now looking to pass on by. His Dope is going to be up ahead here, so we shall see if they're going to be able to hold off these teams coming on in. Payne looking towards Static's way right now. And go Static aware. They're going to be looking to pass on by. Rotating in, team control, holding the center zone with their compound. As now Silence Esports getting into a fight as well. That's going to be Rival 6 on over here. Young, Banger, Chinooks, as well as Draga. 4 Sexy Frogs rotating right into Shoot to Survive. Shoot to Survive, pick one up. Gagas taking this fight here for Silence Esports. As that's going to be Gagas getting knocked by Chinooks. The rest of Silence Esports here looking on down towards Banger. Banger being the last one of the last 2 alive, as Draga trying to push on up. Imperator looking to cook up a nade to throw on to giving Banger a little bit of time to possibly go for those reses onto his teammate, but he needs to move out behind the tree. Gonna start to throw some smokes out here. Imperator again full HP, gonna be looking to possibly put up onto Draga. Now he's looking to cook up a nade to throw right onto him here. Dope and what's good esports trading off. Imperator pushing on up onto Draga. Draga's gonna get knocked out by Imperator. Now just down to Banger. Banger behind his buggy right now. Hollow aware of his positioning. This could be putting the likes of Silence Esports in the double-digit elims. Imperator gonna look to start to move on down. Possibly go for the res on his teammate or for the swipe onto Banger here. Banger moving on out. Imperator moving on out as that's taken on out there. 10 eliminations here for Silence Esports. Gonna head on over here towards Shoot to Survive. We're gonna have 4 Sexy Frogs. Sentinels behind them. They're also on 10 eliminations. But we have a fight over here with What's Good Esports. Night Rain as well as Dope Esports. Winter throwing the nades on out. That's going to take What's Good Esports out of there. Night Rain now going to look to move on up. Fred's here looking to lead the charge right now. But there's another team, Jay Nepal, looking to move on up here onto Dope. They do see the knock player. They see the last solo player. They're going to be looking to take him on out. That's going to be Dope Esports out. Cheater going to get knocked there by Gamma. Night Rain to start moving on elims onto these players instead of staying far back as Fred's and his Dacia here running out of gas. There, as you see, was good. Ghosty and Mashu, welcome, welcome, welcome. As now, Night Rain gonna start making their way on in. Casper gonna get knocked there. 2 Sentinels. Now it's just down to Clouds. New Era here, just down to Static and Mercy here. Looking to share the compound of Control, Team Control here. We'll see how this is gonna go here for these teams. As it's still center of zone. Gonna head on over here towards Silence Esports. Not too far away from Team to survive. I do say that they do take us on out, but they do go on out with 10 eliminations to their name. Silence Esports up to 11 now. Jay, Nepal right next to him. I guess needs to be a little careful here, as well as looks like in that compound. They need to be careful here. Jay and Nepal gonna look to avoid that fight for now. Silence Esports just a trio, looking to just drive on around. We'll see what happens here. Might have the likes of Night Rain right in front of them here, driving on up ahead. As now Buzz over here for Twisted Militia, picking up a knock onto Averill. Averill gonna be looking to try to get rezzed here, but Punk already moving up ahead here. Smokes on out. Jay and Paul trying to smoke it out here as well. So they're playing these little ridgeline. Flow Kive gonna get knocked there. That's gonna be forever. They're shooting through the smoke under the car, trying to tag him on up. Nothing just on yet here. So we shall see how this continues to play on out. Zone gonna be coming on in here as well. So let's see how this is gonna look to continue to play on out. Twisted Militia picking up another knock. That's gonna be X-rated over here. Taking a loss. Ninja gonna be looking to pick up his teammate and put him in the car. Take him on in here. Shall see if this is gonna go. What they're gonna look to do is they have Jay and Paul right up ahead of them. Sentinels and Silence Esports looking to get one. They take another knock. Daggers here now needing to hold this off for his team as his teammates. Both knocked. It's just down to Daggers here. As Sentinels gonna be taken on out there. Daggers, the last survivor here. So see how this goes. Smoke start coming on out here. So let's see how this is going to play on out for Silence Esports. 14 elimination. 4 Sexy Frogs still alive here. As we have Santa Claus here. Gonna get taken on out there by Night Rain. Freddy getting covered by his teammate as he's looking to nade onto Twisted Militia here, up to 8 eliminations, looking to pick up more. Gamma looking to lead the charge right now. Twisted Militia picking up their knocks. These nades get a little boost there. They could possibly pick up a knock. As Buzz trying to hold off. Fred's looking to cook up another nade here. They're throwing these players. Tag them on up. Buzz controls, trying to join in onto the fight. Buzz is going to get knocked there by Gamma's nade. For Trees driving on around. Nades coming out left and right. Fred's picking up another knock there onto Punk. Now it's just down to Flexi and Fury. Flexi in the car. Flexi going to hop on out. And that's going to be Twisted Militia taken on out as Wolverine not going to get rest there. Trees moving out to the right here. Not too bad of a play to pick up and heal him, but was it worth it being in the position you are? Car now smoking. Gonna possibly look to play right under Gonna drive on by Gamma and Fred's here. Shall see on what happens here now. See what these players look to do. Gonna head on over here towards Forever. Not much ammo in the QBZ. We do still have X-Rated still alive as a duo playing Ridge on over here. Daga's still alive as well. Unixify gonna get taken on out there by the likes of Night Rain. Dagus needs to be careful here as he has a trio right behind him. So where he's gonna start throwing some smokes out to give him a little bit of cover. So let's see if this is gonna go here for them. What they're gonna be looking to do. Dagus gonna stay alive, but now Night Rain driving on around here. Have X-Rated right next to them. They're aware that there's a player here, Ninja. He's one out. Ninja getting taken down to cross towards Gamma. That's gonna be Fred's trading on off here as X-Rated still has another player. Fred's gonna look to go to the other side of the Morado there as Trees moving on out here. Fred's trying to stay alive. X-Rated. Does Trees not see KD22 there? KD22 now gonna get spotted there by their teammate. Trees should have the angle here on them. Looking farther back as KD22 is gonna be right up ahead. So we shall see how this goes. Still in the compound, but it might just go off the compound. Jay and Paul trying to make their way in onto Dagus here. Dagus having plenty of needs to throw on in, as that's going to be KD22 taken on out by the likes of Fred's. Needs coming on towards Dagus's way. Dagus going to avoid those knee stars. The one throwing in there. Dagus playing behind the buggy, as that's going to be Fred's taken on out there as well. Zone fading across the other side of the road. Dagus is going to be shooting right into the car. But now his buggy smoking. Now his position giving off, taking shots. Buggy going to be taking even more damage there. To move away from his buggy. Gonna take a little bit of damage. But now Team Control moving on over the way. Tree's gonna be the one over here. Maybe there's a player still over here. But gonna be looking to move towards the roadside. 2 eliminations here onto Trees. Tree's gonna start throwing some smokes out here. Making sure they have some cover. Dagus closer to the zone than Jay. Nepal is try and out survive them. We shall see how that is going to go for him. Bro, why shoot 2 survive hunting me down 2 minutes into the match? Oh my god. I don't think they necessarily were chasing you down. Like they're going to their drop. Jay Nepal going to take a knock there. Dagus taking some shots to a star. Trees taking shots towards Peter. Dagus taking the last player on out there from Jay Nepal. Now Control taking the fight with New Era. Dagus looking across the way, picking up another elimination, looking towards Team Control. That's going to be Team Control with 2 different angles. That's going to be Silence Esports getting taken on out, but picking up a good amount of eliminations there. Especially since Dagus staying up alive, getting that 2nd place as well. But Team Control picking up 6 eliminations with the 1st place. Silence Esports picking up 2nd there. With 16 elims. New Era going out in 3rd there with 3. Jay Nepal going out in 4th there with 6. Night. Forgot what their name was. It's Night something. Night Rain. Rain. Going on out there with a good amount of eliminations as well. 15 elims. X-rated going on out in 6th with 0. Velocity going on out in 7th with 0. Twisted Militia going on out in 8th there with 3. Now we take a look at the rest of the results here. Before we take a look at the stars of the match, and before we get into the next game, as well as we'll be heading on over to Miramar next. Get to the bottom. Broken Spirit going to be the first team eliminated, going out with 1 elimination to their name. Stars of the match, Gamma going all out with 8 eliminations. Hollow with best companion, and then Forever with the finisher there, as that's going to be game number 1 there. As we will be right back with the next match, which is going to be Miramar, like I said, so do stay tuned for that. Yeah, we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we are about to go into game number 2 here. So we are going to be headed on into Miramar. As game 1 winners going to the likes of Team Control Stars. Team Control Stars taking game number 1 there with, if I'm not wrong, 6 eliminations to their name. So not too bad of a start, I'd say, but 3 more games to go. Some of these teams going out early or going out with some placement points with double-digit eliminations. Shoot to survive. Silence Esports picked up a 2nd place. Night Rain as well with double-digit elims. Silent Esports, Shoot to Survive, Night Rain. Those few teams with double-digit eliminations to their name and pick up very little to none placement points. But now we are going to be getting into game number 2. Again, welcome Red Eyes, Ghosty, Himashu, welcome guys. Appreciate you guys stopping on by the stream. Much appreciated. We're gonna be getting into game 2 now. So let's see how this game is gonna go here. So we are gonna stay on Team Control since they are game 1 winners. So we shall see how this playing path is gonna treat these teams here. Once again, the last game really wasn't something you wanted, but we shall see how this playing path is going to be looking to treat them here. So let's see where it does start. It is going to start up at Torre. It's not that bad of a playing path, but some of these teams more than likely probably going to have to grab some cars. If you want to go like El Pozo, Ruins area, Puerto Paraiso, you probably float to. You have to take Blue Drive, same with Impala. But it does start up at Torre, passing by Los Leones, and then just up above Bartona, passing by Picado, San Martin, Hacienda, What Treatment, Minas Gerais, Chumacera, all those areas, Power Grid, all those areas being passed on up right now by the plane. So we shall see where these teams are going to be looking to jump on out to and what they're going to be looking to take for themselves. Yeah, let's see how this game number 2 goes, and let's see who's going to be taking for themselves as well. Team Control, by the looks of it, does have a couple players landing right next to them, especially Forever over here. Forever having a duo from Deathwish landing right on top of them. Bunny and X-Ray. Forever does grab a car though, so if they can grab a gun, head on over to their teammate really quick. Their teammate gonna have a mini, so hopefully they could probably find a shotgun or something. Gonna jump on out in the back, moving on over to the side to make these players struggle. Buy some time for their team. Being able to take that one on out there. Silence Esports now looking to get into a fight as well here. Let's head on over here to Picado. Silence Esports only being a trio. Shooky, welcome. Welcome to the stream. But we're heading on over here towards Silence Esports. What's good, Esports? Or actually, that's Velocity as well as 4 Sexy Frogs. That's dope. Looking to interfere on the fight with Control. Dope picking up an Elam there. Gonna be Winter picking that one up. We're gonna head back on over here towards these 3 teams in Picado. So let's see how this goes. Hollow, the DBS and UMP. We have Dark as well here. They did lose Lane, but Goat and Magic still alive. And don't know what their teammate's name is. Like, if someone can translate that for me and tell me what their teammate's name is, that'd be much appreciated. Payne knocking his own teammate there. Voltex might be AFK, but who knows there. But Giga here, looking towards 4 Sexy Fox's way. Santa Claus, Tay-Tay, and Lux all here in the 2 red apartments. First zone does pop on up, looking to favor a little more to the west side, but majority of the area is still in the zone, obviously, so it's not down south or anything onto another island. We do have a fight going on over here. Rival 6 and the likes of Sentinels here. Sentinels taking a loss. Another one going to be knocked. Banger, Chino, just right next to one there. Sadara and Jit being the last 2 alive. As Hexfall also now looking to get into a fight. Sadara looking to maybe cross the road here. Get a little back to their teammate, or like send Rival 6 on a chase. Chino's gonna spot him on out there, tagging up Sadara. Gonna be giving up those comms. Hey, he's over here. Drago gonna get knocked there by Jit. There. As now Chino's gonna slow over, looking towards Jit's way. Hexfall. Shogai gonna get taken on out there. Hexfall making a crash on into Bacado. Jit looking to try and pick up a knocker third. Banger here with the knees being cooked on up. Throw it on in onto Sadara. Sadara gonna get knocked there by Banger. Banger with the knees connecting. Gonna look for that thirst. So now it's just down to Jit. Banger with the Uzi and a bump. He's gonna look to use the Uzi for the longer range here. Avoiding those shots. Jit falling a little back there. Velocity now taking their fights. Velocity up to 3 eliminations. 4 Sex Frogs up to 2. Dark. I do believe they get taken on out. Hexfall. Just a duo here. Chopra and Daki. The last 2 alive. Did lose their other 2 teammates. So we shall see how this is going to continue to play on out. First zone going to be looking to close on in. A lot of these teams being in the zone, looking to take their time to loot on up. 4 Sexy Frogs being a little tagged up here. Tay-Tay, Josue, Lux. Do all need to heal up a little more. Coming on out, but that one's going to bounce off the house. Chopper used to throw it a little more. Looking to try to throw one onto his way. Tagging up Tay-Tay there. Tay-Tay gonna get tagged up. Another nade coming on in here. He's gonna be the one to connect. No, it's not. Lux more on the outside here. Another nade coming on in. So that one's gonna blow up in the air. So we shall see how this is gonna continue to play out for Picado with these teams. Chopper's gonna look to set on this edge here. 4 Sexy Frogs looking to go on up. Daki gonna get knocked there. Chopper gonna have to go for that res. As Sentinels do take out Jit. Or not Sentinels. Rival 6 taking out Jit there. Shooky, big fan, man. Appreciate it, Shooky. Appreciate it a lot. Much appreciated. But I am not answering your first question. I'm gonna be honest. Shooky, that first question is outrageous to ask, and I'm not answering that question. Velocity just staying in arena here. Nux 5 being on the roof, taking his shots. Doesn't have much ammo. So we shall see how this goes. That's what's up, Red Eye. I posted some rows and a video I'll be back to that in just a sec. Docky picking up a knock there, but down. Oh, Swig gonna get knocked there as well. And so now it's just down to Chopra. Chopra low on HP. Loves tagging him on up. Chopra being 1 HP. Is he gonna survive the 1 HP? As he does survive, as it's now just down to one more player from 4 Sexy Frogs. HP. KT gonna get thirsty there as well. But Santa Claus taking him on out there. But Red Ice, like I was saying, I posted some shorts, a video, you know, trying to, you know, grow a little bit more and everything. But, you know, streaming right now. Then, like, right after this, I'm going to go to the gym and work out. And, yeah, I think that's about it for today. I don't really have much going on today. But it just depends. Might do some after the gym. I don't know. But, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have planned today. Alright, Illusion, thank you for telling me that. Because I swore I've seen some clips from Smiley using that. Unless you were letting him borrow your account or something. But I thought I swore I seen him using that account. But thank you for letting me know. But Team Control over here taking a fight with Rival 6. Rival 6 picking up 2 knocks there. Picking up a couple of eliminations here. Illusion. Some shots onto trees. Trees on up there, trees low. Genix also needs to heal on up. Draga not being able to spot him on out there. Nice. We do have Shoot to Survive over here taking the shots onto Death Wish. We're gonna head on over here to Blaze as he's holding the hill. Looking at these players and teams, looking towards Twisted Militia. Now he used my 3rd account. Okay. Thank you for telling me. But Blaze over here for Shoot to Survive. Looking off to Twisted Militia. As I do believe that is what's good. Esports here. Biden X rated. As X rated getting pushed on up. Twisted. What's good Esports here. Let's see how this goes. Angelica looking to cook up some needs. The throw on to Silas. The knee going on out there. Tagging him on up. Up there. Angelica looking to throw another knee. But his teammate that's going to be X-rated. Getting knocked and thirsted as KD22 being the last one alive here for their team. X-rated. Zone coming on in now. Zone 2. What's good Esports looking to move on up towards KD22, but the buggy being stuck there. Angelica already up and going as well as Hoopbot. They're looking for this last player to not see the big monster truck moving right. They might be looking to focus on the zone. Gonna head back over here towards Shoot to Survive as Blaze and Klaus are on the hills, the rocks here. As they're looking towards Death Wish. Klaus looking more farther behind as Blaze looking towards Death Wish and also Twisted Militia. That means yes. Yeah, I mean I would assume that would mean yes, because I mean he was using his account, so like, but you know, I don't know. Thank you for telling me that SIL is you. Illusion. Appreciate that. Not many people use their like names like that. They put like, you know, for example, one of the dark players, I don't know what his name is unless someone translates it for me, then I would know, but like I don't know what his name is without it being translated. 4 Sexy Frogs there. Gonna to get taken on out there by Velocity. Velocity at the 4 eliminations now. The solo player going on out. We have Lethal. Lethal Legend. Lethal Esports. Lethal Esports here. 2 eliminations onto them. They do need to make their way on into the zone here. As now we have Asian T's taking a fight on over here. As one of the players do get knocked. It's going to be player being knocked here. Goat being eliminated. Now just down to Sako. Player trying to stay alive. I think that is almost there. Taking those shots, trying to get that third. Rival 6 now. Getting into another fight here. Where are they at? It's going to be G-Max getting knocked there by Jay Nepal. Draga going to be looking to head on over here to help on out. Blaze picking up another knock onto Death Wish there. Jay Nepal taking the shots on over here. Good for you, bro. Honestly, it's one of my biggest issues, staying consistent with that stuff, trying to get better at it now that I'm actually seeing growth on my team. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to stick with it as well. I've been daily posting at least 2 reels the past few days. I'm trying to stay consistent at least with the reels right now, and then like add in like maybe 2-3 videos throughout the week as well as streaming throughout the week as well. So maybe that would help me even more to grow, which I've slowly been growing with that stuff. Gotta go, Bell. Keep your tab for support. Keep working hard, and good things will happen. Thank you, Red Eyes. Appreciate it a lot. Appreciate you stopping by the stream as well. Hope you have a good rest of your day, man. Appreciate you stopping on by. We're gonna head on over here towards Draga. Draga does have right now. Get on out of that Gina. Trying to give that a little bit of cover. He does. Lover getting on tagged up there. I think that's gonna be dope over here, taking those shots towards that way. Maybe it even being Baby Tank didn't want to take those shots towards them here. So I do believe it is. We do have some shots coming on over here. From X-Ray, almost there, looking to take a fight with Broken Spirit here. They take one out there, continuing on the fight there. So now it's just down to looking to cook the knee. God Kid gonna get taken on out. Ghidorah looking to cook another knee, possibly. We're just gonna stay low here. Almost there, not aware of his location. That's what is looking on around. He might be the first to find him out here, being on the roof. Does spot him on out there, as that's gonna be almost there, taking him on out. Let's head on over here towards What's Good Esports. That's Velocity. Moving on. Gonna get spotted there. Gonna get knocked in. That's now Velocity. Right behind them. The Nooks fight getting turned on there by Troopbot. That is Bot moving on up as well. As Autumn. The last one up. Bot getting tagged up there by Troopbot. That's Good Esports here. Trying to stay alive, trying to get these evens. Watching on behind. Esports moving on up. Dope here, looking to move on. He's still on up here. Mixify. Trying to get rested here by Bot. Angelica moving on down right now. Looking to maybe take that fight there. Has the K9 M4 as well. Pain. Shots. Angelica. Do they hear those footsteps? They do. Molly coming on up there. They're going to spot Bot out, but as well run into the Molly. Angelica going to get knocked there by Dope. Dope picking up these knocks. Going to be looking for those stairs as well. Going to be looking to move on up here. Looking to move on up. Maybe pushing to survival here, still in the zone. Twisting Militia. Taking a fight over here with Jay, Paul, Rain as well. Almost there. Picking up a knock onto Voltex. Punk here with the DBS in his hand. Rested up. Vest and helmet here. They're wearing the zone inside the shed. Out. Punk get a tag on up there by Rain. This is going to give him a chance to pick up their teammate Fury as Buzz here looking to throw the util into the shed. As he does have a molly and a few nades. Looking to throw the nades on up instead of using the mollies here. He does throw the molly. Nade actually right on him, not doing any damage. I would have used molly there, but now he was passing on by, continues shooting through the smoke there. Not tagging anyone on up. Gonna throw a molly on in. Abro going on in. Now the molly going on in the shed. So that's gonna be Jay and Nepal taking out. But actually just down the Stars. Cheater gonna get thirsty there as well. Stars gonna be the last one alive. We have fights going on over here. Night Rain taking a fight. One knock right now. Neymar. They have the likes of Lethal Esports here. Right next to him. Fred's getting tagged on up as well. That's going to be Fred's getting on knock there. I believe that's What's Good Esports. Trees taken on out there by New Era. Wolverine being the last one alive. Trying to get into the zone. That's going to be Night Rain eliminated. Going to head on over here towards Casper. Looking towards New Era. New Era trying to make their way as well as I think that's going to be KD22. Casper slotting him on out. Backing up a little bit. Truck going to be low. Baby Ting taking out one of the players. Taking out the last player. Taking on the shots here towards KD22. KD22 going to get taken out there by Casper. By car explosion. Darklight up ahead here already for the team. Looking to take these shots here onto Twisted Militia. Holding a spot for Shoot to Survive. Chinooks and the rest of Rival Sigs. Danger and Draga also here. They did lose Too Young. Chinooks going to be looking to move on up even more here to regroup his teammate. Instead of being separated. Dope losing a couple players there. Now just down to Baby King. Baby King with 4 eliminations to his name after their elims. So we shall see. This is going to look to continue to go. Going to look to loot on up before making his move on in. What's Good Esports just down to Tropak. And there's a player here for them. Trying to get their res up on the air down below. Esports trying to move on out. Regulus gonna get knocked there. Nova take no shots as Static picking up a knock there on to carry. No one with the K9 as well as almost there. Trying to make their way on in. Trying to hold this team from coming into the zone. That's Gutsy. Gonna be looking to cast up this car. Asta. If he had made going on in, picked up another knock there on the carry. Gonna look for those thirsts as well. As it is now just down to this last player of what's the up. Some shots from the back there. Spread on out with the need. That's gonna be Gutsy. Now down to the top 7. Shoot to survive. Moving on in. They're aware of Baby Tank here, I believe, in one story. Moving on up. Spot him on out and pick up that elim. That's Klaus baiting Baby Tank on out there. Baby Tank being too unaware of the players stopping. And Shoot to survive. Looking to move on up here. Come on out. Taking up 2 knocks there. Just down to one more player from the as well as Lethal Esports. Shoot to survive. Looking to move on down towards Nova as well. Klaus low on HP. They did lose Darklight. Blaze eliminated as well. Just down to Casper and Klaus. Nova gonna get eliminated there. 6 eliminations here. Static still up to the right. Klaus needs to be careful here. Static is over there, almost there, taking a knock. Casper, I think, is aware of that. Static is on over there. Static, I think, is setting in the death box here. Especially this one. do see many players using this strat to set in the box, but your gun is poking on out. So you do just want to not have your gun out to try and survive longer. Shoot to survive, but we're almost there, being up above. Rival 6 taking the shots towards them here. 6 eliminations. Almost there. Being cautious, but almost there. Looking to maybe try to hold off. Shoot to survive. 12 eliminations. Wiz gonna get knocked there by Genux. That's 5 seconds till the zone start coming on in. Almost there. This isn't what we want to do. Static gonna get spotted on out there. Bob's getting knocked as well. Now just down to Casper. Casper gonna look to take this building. Still not in the zone. Knight looking to run up. Knight gonna get taken on out there as well. Almost there, just down to a solo. But that's gonna be Gutsy picking up that Elam. Casper gonna look to start cooking up some nades to throw on to Twisted Militia. As Buzz does get knocked. Casper trying to use the smoke and cover here. He's gonna be looking, maybe pushing on up to Fury here. Alive. Fury out. That's gonna be Casper getting taken on out. Twisted Militia. Rival 6 taking a knock there. As these players need to move on in. Gutsy holding behind the car. So we shall see how this is going to continue to play on out here. That's Gutsy trying to stay in, but that's going to get taken on out there. Rival 6 versus Twisted Militia. Banger going to get knocked there. Draga still needed to heal on up. As now, Chinook's going to look to move on in here, but Fury also moving on up. Probably going to be taking a 1v1 with G-Nux here. He still has the other Rival 6. He has some needs he's going to look to start to use. G-Nux throwing some smokes out here. Fury, though, cooking up these needs to throw on. G-Nux tagging him on up. Looking to cook up another one here. That one might do the job, as it does. Starting to open it up here for Twisted Militia. Banger being rezzed, but also need to heal on up. Banger starting to move on down, as I think Fury did spot him on out there. Looking to maybe grab his car to move on up. These players needing to move on down. Punk also needing to move on in. Draga holding him on out. Draga on up, zone him on in. But Banger gonna pick up that round. Draga gonna get out there. So now it's a 1v1. Shots, but that's gonna be Rival 6. Banger that final Elam. But Fury staying in the blue zone. Taking a lot of damage from blue zone there. Not really what you want, but Punk not being able to get that knock onto Draga for him, so he could push on up. But Rival 6 taking game number 2 here, picking up 11 eliminations to their name. Twisted Militia picking up 6, almost there, picking up 13. Shoot to Survive picking up 6. New Era picking up 6 as well. Lethal Esports going on out with 7. Dope going on out with 8. What's Good Esports picking up 5 to their name. Now we take a look at the rest of the results here for these teams. As a lot of these teams doing about the same as the last game, maybe picking up one more Elam than they had the last game. As now we're gonna get to the bottom. Silence Esports gonna be the first team eliminated, going from a second place to a first ticket out of this game, but picking up 2 eliminations to their name might help them on out. But let's take a look at stars of the match. Static going on out with 6 elimination. Dragon with best companion, and then Banger with the finisher. That's going to be game number 2 done there. Going to be headed on over to game number 3. It's going to be heading on over to Sanok. Halfway done for the night, so do stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna be getting into game number 3 here now. We're gonna be heading on over to Sanok as game number 1 went to the likes of Team Control. Game number 2, they're going to Rival 6. So now we're gonna be moving into game number 3, which is gonna be Sanok here. So we shall see how this does go for these teams and what they are going to be looking to do. So let's see how this game does go. Sanok. So let's head on over to 6. Binger here. As now I can see where the playing path goes. Sanok, don't think you really have to worry about playing path, but it is going to start right on to Bentai, going all the way up to Cal, passing by Camp Charlie, Pineland, Corey, Boot Camp, Paradise, Tap Knock as well. So we shall see how this game goes, as you know, Sanok being a little bit smaller, so probably going to break out a little more teams, probably going to look to hot drop a little bit as well. So yeah, best of luck to the teams and players. So we shall see how this is going to go, where we are going to do these fights. By the looks of it, we do have 2 teams looking to land towards Shami, and a couple teams landing around, a couple teams towards Boot Camp, a couple towards Paradise, Cal as well. So we're going to go over here towards Silence Esports, starting us off. Picking up a knock there already onto Deathwish Dark. Also looking to get into a fight as well. Over here in Ruins, we have the likes of Night Rain. Already losing 1. Neymar picking up in the E-limb there as well. DBS low on HP. Shall see how this goes though for him, since he is low on HP. Down, does pick up a Molly. What's good Esports and Jay Nepal get into a fight as well. Gonna pick up the first aid as Dark moving on around Neymar, going on over to the other side. X-Fall Zane trying to push on in onto Neymar. Zane Neymar, but has that nice on out there. We are gonna head back on over here towards Silence Esports, taking out one of the players from Deathwish as Illusion here, looking to cook up a need to throw onto Extra. He does get it on off there. Bunny on the other side, but we also have to be careful of Scarface. Onto Esports, Scarface. Right, that's gonna be Illusion getting on Knocker, but Bunny knocked in the turn as well. And Broader gonna look for this res. He has the attack time outfit there. As Dagus now going to be looking to cook up a need to throw on to Scarface here, as they are aware where he is. Molly's going to tag him on up. Nate's going to tag him on up, but Molly heading on over there, going to tag him. That's going to be Deathwish out early once again. Zone looking to go up north. Broken Spirits over here, right next to Dark. Head on over here towards the likes of Velocity already losing 1. Guts gonna get knocked there to another, as well as Bot, as it is just now down to Autumn. Autumn being the last one up. Fight already leaving the game. Now they are looking to push up towards Autumn here. Josue throwing out the knees there. That might just connect onto Autumn. Not gonna connect there. But Tay with the UMP coming on up, but that's gonna be the likes of taken on out here early. New Eric now looking to get into a fight here with Twisted Militia, as X-Rated also getting into a fight with What's Good Esports. Multiple fights coming on out here. So we shall see how this is gonna go. Zane Picking up a knock on to God Kid. God Kid gonna get taken on an out. They are taking more shots towards Broken Spirit. Through with the MK12. Gonna throw a smoke on out. Try to save his teammate. As was needing to heal on up here. Shall see how they are going to be looking to continue to play this on out. As now they are a trio, but they have team control moving on over, but as well as X-rated. That's going to be KD22 here, picking up those knocks and a thirst on to Teddy Reaper, making it on in. What's good, esports taking a fight with the rest of X-rated. X-rated now just down to a solo here, as it is just down to KD22 with 3 teams up ahead. Gador right next to May, gonna be getting that knock, and Thirst on to Gador, team control. Looking to take these fights, as now they're pushing up onto KD22 forever. Gonna take the shot right to the face of KD22. What's good, esports looking to take some shots towards them, as well as Dark looking to take the fight here with them. Shoot the shot, not taking the fight as well. Me staying poking out the car. You don't want to stay poking out the car for too long. You may just get shot out of it. Tree's gonna hop on out. Twisted Militia and New Era continuing on their fight here. Static gonna get taken on out. Flexi gonna get tagged on up there by Wow's AK. Now it's just down to them and Punk. Now shoot to survive. Getting into a fight over here in Camp Alpha, as that's gonna be the likes of Asian Bees taken on out there by Shoot to Survive. As now New Era looking to try to make a push up. What's good, esports looking to take a fight with Team Control. So that's gonna be forever taken on out. This dope is looking to take a fight with 4 Sexy Frogs. Head on over here towards Team Control and What's Good Esports. Xiao Wing trying to hold off. Shortbot pushing on up. Angelica being knocked. So that's gonna be Xiao Wing getting knocked. Carry looking to eat the res, as me and Trees are right in front of him. Angelica being knocked, trying to get res. Dark looking to try third party. Zone moving on over to the main side, but up north they need to be careful of Dark moving on around Trees. May trying to get on out of there. Good esports are looking for those Elam Shortbach. You get knocked though. Dark, are these? They've been spotted yet, as they are now aware of them being there. So she'll see how this is going to go. Tropak kept looking, maybe try to be revived here. This is down to Carrie and Angelica. Magic going to get knocked there. Tropak going to be looking to get revived here now. Magic does get thirsted there by Team Control. Smoke's coming on out here even more now. Carrie's trying to revive. 8 eliminations. Gonna head on over to Angelica. Angelica gonna get knocked. Thirsted there by Zane. But Troopa getting rezzed on up here. They're gonna get that rezzed onto Magic as Troopa gets re-knocked. Now just down to Carry here, tagging these players on up. Now in a 1v2. The help of Team Control, but Team Control, speaking of them, gonna take them on out there, as now they're looking towards Zane. Zane tagging up Trees there. Trees needing to heal on up here now. Trees skin taken down very low. Once again, helmet's about to break. As well as the zone closing on up. Gonna be heading on over to zone number 3. Dope pushing into Paradise Resort, as well as Silence Esports looking to do the same. Bring a little bit to the right. Sentinel still outside of the zone. Rival 6 making their way in. Hex Fall trying to do the same. We have New Era, Dark, and Team control still outside of the zone, as everybody else is in or making their way in. Silence Esports picking up a knock onto Dope there. Illusion looking over that way, trying to get that thirst onto Voltex, as Pain is going to be looking to try to go for the res. Pain tagging up Poppy there, beat down to 1 HP. Smoke's coming on out here from Pain to try to get the res here, as Banger picks up a knock onto Chopper. Voltex still bleeding on out. These Dope players need to send it on over. Spotted here. Getting those shots there. Voltex does bleed on out. Rain looking to join on up over here on the party. Ghost gonna get knocked there now. Lover gonna get knocked there. Baby Tank picking up a knock onto Illusion. Illusion avoiding those shots. Silence picking up all those elims onto Rain. That's now gonna be taking their focus towards Dope here. Have the man advantage. They just cut off the fight with good range. So they do need to get that res onto Illusion. Illusion does get thirsty and brought it low on HP as well. We shall see how this fight goes. It's a 3v3 fight now. As now another team looking to come on in. Dag is going AFK or just sitting there doing nothing to Hexfall. It's now just down to Imperator and Rocky Broader. Winter out here, tagging him on up there. Pain getting tagged on up there, down below half HP. Poppy looking to move on up that way. Gonna pick up that knock. Might look for that third something. We're looking for the 1v2. Winter and Baby Tank gonna be looking to move on up. Baby Tank might get out there below half HP. Silence Esports taking on out Hexfall. Might be looking to move on up here to get these elims or just the pressure on the fight here. So we shall see how this goes. As Rival 6 moving along here as well. They did take out one of the players of Hexfall. We're going to head on over here to shoot to survive. Cloud's going to be knocked right now. Casper going to look for that res, but almost there, taking a knock as well. Gutsy gonna be inside the truck. Blaze making the swim across. Dark gonna be eliminated here as well. So they're aware of the player up above them. Wiz looking to move on out. They moved on up. They could spot Wiz, as Casper's gonna be looking to take up the need. Klaus as well. Klaus taking down to have HP. Also gonna get knocked there. Gutsy gonna get thirsty. Klaus low on HP. Blaze looking to do the same. Wiz on the hill here. Might just have a little angle, but they need to be careful of Dark being across the way. Often with Murado here, looking to use it as some cover. As Dark trying to find some company here. Casper down to 1 speed, now holding on up Dark. Looking at third party here, taking up a knock onto almost there. Now shoot to survive. Has to be a little cautious of Sentinels as well now. Not just of Dark. Shots on to Dark now. Baby Team gonna get knocked there by Rival 6. Dragon gonna get taken out there by Hexfall. Head on over here towards Sheenux. Chill Guy gonna get knocked to Blaze Zone. Baby Team looking to get revived. Winter trying to hold off Rival 6. He's gonna go on out. Not tagging up Winter though. Actually gonna spot out Baby Tank, get the thirst. Now start to push on up. Jit gonna pick up a knock on to shoot to survive. Blaze gonna get knocked and thirsted. Now it's just down to Klaus, I believe, as Casper is knocked right now. Does have a smoke here. Looking to try to pick up a knock, as well as try to avoid Sentinels here. Casper is down below. Trying to heal up as much as possible, as Casper does get shot. And finish off there. As Dark do need to make their way across here. Oz trying to go for the loot there. Sentinels holding off, looking to take the fight with the rest of almost there. 6 eliminations for Shoot to survive. Dark need to make their way across. Klaus now, no vest or helmet here. So we shall see what happens as Dark need to make their way down. Klaus gonna look to throw smoke on out here. Possibly soon to try to loot, but Dark now also looking to move on out. As now this is giving Klaus some time to possibly loot here. As he's gonna start hearing these players now move across. Gonna start picking up the helmet and vest, possibly off of Casper's body there. Just picking up the helmet. Now he has need, but that's gonna be Sentinels from up above taking him on out. But now Dark need to move through Sentinels as well here. Sentinels up to 4 eliminations. Now looking to pick up maybe another 2 from Dark. But we shall see. Up to our top 5 teams here now. So let's see how this goes as Nate and Trees trying to make their way across. They're going to be looking to turn around onto Zane and take the fight to him. They have needs and mollies they can use. Yuto going to start coming out from Zane as they're aware of this other player from Dark. As Sentinels take a knock, but now Dark in this situation as main guard. They're going to pick up that knock there. Look for the first immediately. Now look towards Zane. Zane trying to move on up. Trees turn their back on Zane, forgetting about him. I don't know what this team controllers do. Forgetting about Zane as he's just moving on up onto them here. May gonna look to cook up an aid here. Zane is in the smoke here. And he's gonna come on out there. Gonna survive as Sentinels take out May. I do not know what Team Control Star was doing there. Turning your back onto a solo player. It's not something you want to do. Sentinels picking up eliminations. Now looking to North New Era as Rival 6. Moving on behind them. The trio now going to look to start pushing on up. Put Molly. Throwing it on up ahead. Need to be careful. Press. G-Mix going to get tagged up there by Wow. He's tagging each other up here. Shooting Banger now making his way on up here. Not much util. They're going to hit the final player moving down to about 1 HP there. So now they're going to look to push on up onto Mercy here. Mercy going to get knocked there. Rival 6 looking for these Elam Sentinels. Going to start moving on as the last 2 teams of 4v3. Sentinels versus Rival 6. If Rival 6 can take this game, it might just be good for tonight. But second place is bad here. Chinooks pushing up onto Sentinels here. Sadara hopping in the car, trying to avoid Jit. Gonna get knocked out. S12. Trading off. Sadara's gonna get knocked there as well. It's just Josh. Knock here. Down, up, hopping in the car. Down to 1 HP is Sin. As well. Banger. Shoyoung being the last one up, as now it's a 2v1. Shoyoung healing on up. Banger looking to cook up a need here to throw on the final player. Another double-digit kill. Elam. Game. Banger's up to 5 Elams here. 10 eliminations. This can make it 12. They have the zone. Players on the fence line. Jit crawling around. Banger. Around. Needs to be careful not to get knocked there. Shoyoung moving out in the open as well. They are probably more aware now that he has moved down to the compound. So we shall see what happened next here now. So now Banger's gonna look to hop in a buggy, start looking around here, maybe for another angle, maybe trying to push on up onto the Sentinels player. He's gonna look to reload his shotgun, looking around. Sentinels barely in the zone. On the wall, smoke's gonna start coming out, maybe start baiting the players of Rival 6 that he's there on those rocks, but Shuyung looking around, moving through the smoke, making sure. Banger gonna throw the smoke out himself. Shall see what happens here. Banger just might be looking to crash on down there, passing by those rocks. Are they aware now that, hey, he's behind the wall? Nade's gonna start coming on out from Sentinels. He's trying to maybe knock him out the car. Let's see where she's moving on down. Banger. Gonna move on over here. I get knocked there now, just down to Banger. But Banger jumped around the wall. He's hitting him there. Banger once again with the last elimination. And Rival 6 with the back-to-back wins there with 12 eliminations. Sentinels going out in second there with 7. New Era going out in third with 4. Dark going out in fourth with 11. Team Control going out in fifth there with 5. Shoot 2 Survive going out in sixth with 6. Hexfall going out in 7th with 3. Almost there, going out in 8th with 1. So now we take a look at the rest of the results here. Oh, bless me. So now we take a look at the rest of the results here. Continuing on through. Get down to the bottom as Night Rain gonna be the first team eliminated, going on out with 1 elimination to their name. So we shall see how this is gonna go for the last and final game. Dark player gonna go on out there, going all out there with 6 elims, Pain with best companion, and Banger with the finisher there. So we shall see how the last game goes here. So we're gonna be heading back into Erangel. Yeah, we shall see you guys there, and stay tuned for it, as we'll be right back. Alright, playing path is going to start from this east side a little bit down low. Milta Power there, going all the way up through Georgetown. It's going to be passed up Milta, Pachinki School, Ruins, Hospital, Ross, all of those places. So we shall see how this is going to go here for these teams. Where these fights are going to go. Are we going to see players or, well, teams hot dropping? How early they going to be going out? And what is going to go on here? So let's see how this does go. Yeah. Best of luck this game to these teams and players. We do have Broken Spirits and Asian Tees just being a duo here. As Broken Spirits gonna start moving on up. Gonna need to face off a 2v1 Reaper and God Kid here. Reaper with a pump and Uzi. God Kid already looks to move on up. Picking up a knock. Reaper pulling out the Uzi here. Gonna get the knock there. But now going to be looking for the res, as now they're aware of Osako. Osako now looking to move on up. But Broken Spirit also looking to move on up. Teddy backside, going to look for the thirst there. Broken Spirit's getting the res off there. As that's going to be Reaper getting the 1v2 there. So that's going to be the first team eliminated. Now we shall see how the rest of this game goes. Zone 1 looking to favor the center of the map. So, by the looks of it so far, we aren't going to be seeing any like south zone or northern zone just yet. We shall see how this is going to continue to go, where the zone is going to be looking to go. As now the likes of Night Rain looking to get into a fight here with the likes of Lethal Esports. Starting off strong once again here, but keeping Neymar alive, as now they have a Velocity not too far away from here. Needing to loot and get out of there and not move too far out in the open, because Velocity probably could take them on out if they stay out in the open. For Sexy Frogs now. Lux is going to be knocked right now. As New Era looking to move on up. No one tagging up Tay. Tay going to get knocked there as well, but no one knocked next. But Problem going to get knocked there by Static. Static going to be looking to push up onto them there, as Static gets the 1v3. And no one picking up one of them as well, taking them on out. So that's going to be another team taking on out there. Going to settle on to them for now for a little bit longer. So we shall see how this game continues to play on out. Deathwish and Silence Esports, nothing going on just yet with them. Shoot to Survive, moving up a little closer towards Naya. Maybe look to take a fight, as now Silence Esports and Deathwish taking a fight. Deathwish take a knock. Not going to be looking for that. Res and Broader looking to push on up. Velocity and Night Rain taking a fight. Trading off. Gamma getting a return, knock onto Jay. Fred's bleeding on here. Autumn with the 5 minutes to knock onto Gamma there. As now it is just down to Neymar. Neymar being the last one alive. What is he gonna do? Night Rain, I don't really know what the heck was going on, what their plan was. But we're going to move on over here to Silence Esports and Deathwish as they fight it on over here once again. Might be getting onto the balcony, looking to move on up. Twisted Militia getting into it as Zohnny with the pump. Long range, not that's Illusion. Pulling out the pump, picking up the knock there as well. As now it's just down to Zane. That's going to be Death Wish once again. Taken on out early. I think that's the third time that was early first team X there, but we're gonna head on over here towards Jade, Nepal, and Spirits here, picking up another 4 elims here, up to 6 now. We're gonna head over here to Twisted Militia, looking towards Dope here. Pain getting revived. Pain behind the tree. Flexi, if he was to just start taking some shots over there, he possibly could pick up a knock. But looking too focused on to Winter right now. Shoot to survive. Looking towards what's good. Esports. Taking on out. There's now Winter in the side room. Lexi trying to throw a smoke a little to the right. That's Dope. All of them right in front of him. He has no teammates with him, so he needs to be a little careful here. He's going to throw a smoke out his way. Pain takes some shots as Neymar's going to get taken out there as well. Pain. Lexi going to get knocked and taken on out there. Going to head on over here towards Shoot to Survive. Might be looking to take this fight with Broken Spirits here. They are the team right above them. Esports taking a fight as well. They're gonna get fired there by Casper. Casper picking up that knock there. Or actually, Blaze picking up that knock. They get the thirst there as well. Now they're gonna be changing their focus towards the rest of Broken Spirits here. Darklight cooking up a nade there. Unaware that Reaper's on the backside of the house. Reaper going back on inside there. There's another nade coming on in. Reaper avoiding it there. Klaus pushing on up here. Needs to be a little careful here. Coming on out. Reaper holding yes there. That's looking to push out as well. Klaus gonna get knocked. Now Dark looking to try to hold him off, so he doesn't get thirsted there. That's a little rocket. Broken Spirits looking to push on up. Hold the angle there and hit the door with the DBS. Darklight going up the stairs here. The rest of Broken Spirits moving on. Klaus trying to stay alive as he's slowly burning. Broken Spirit get that elim. As Reaper low on HP. Teddy gonna get knocked there as well as Reaper. So now it's just down to Gamora. Blaze getting the last one. They do lose Reaper up to, not Reaper, Klaus, but up to 7 eliminations now. Still 3 players up. So we shall see on what's gonna happen here. Silence Esports taking 2 teams out in Pachinki. X-rated. Are they going to be the next ones to look to push on down? Twisted Militia and Dope continuing on over here, taking their fights. Going to be the last one up and taking on out there as well. As Dope up to 4 eliminations. Sentinels now looking to take a fight here as well with Dark. Sauter are going to be knocked. Jit low on HP. That's 12 in his hand. That's the rest of the Dark pushing out. X-rated going to get taken on out there. Zane on to Dope's going to get knocked there as well. So now it's just down to 2 players on both teams. Jit going to look for the lead out there. Dope going to get thirsted. Nosh going to look to start pushing on up here to try to hold him off for the meantime. Nosh does get naded there. Gonna get knocked immediately there as Zane pushing on up. Try to go for that Elam. Now Jit being the last one alive. Looking at the nade. Nades coming in. Onto him. That's one of the dark plates out. Gonna get needed. Room. S12 in his hands. Looking on over there. Zane shooting him right in the face as now Dark up as 2. Silence Esports up to 10 elims here now, taking out the whole duo of X-rated. Rival 6 now looking to maybe take the fight with Dope Esports here. Dope already losing 1. I do believe they lost 2. Rival 6 here. Rival 6 trying to get the angles here. Finger driving around in the buggy, trying to get this angle on the side. Draga down the ridge as the rest of Rival 6 moving on up. Dope moving on down. Finger needs to be a little careful here as Rival 6 cooking up these needs here. This needs being returned back, but not tagging him on up. Picking up a knock on to Chicken. Pain gonna get knocked as well, as that's gonna be Dope taken on out there. Gonna head on over here to shoot to survive. Casper getting knocked. Wiz and Asta being the last ones up, I believe. As Night is not Dark. Gonna move on out over here. As Asta's in the back. Wiz up on to Dark here to help out Asta. Wiz is going to get knocked by Blaze there, though, as now it is just down to Asta here. Asta throwing some nades out. Dark looking to move on up over here, looking at third party. Asta needs to be a little careful here, as that is going to be Asta be taken on out there as they get the elim on tonight. As now shoot to survive. 10 eliminations once again. Looking towards Dark here. Dark Light getting tagged up, but there's another team. That's going to be Velocity a little bit away. That might be looking at third party here. Blaze looking for a ride. As they're looking to get on out of there, but they need to be careful as Velocity are to their left. Now making it on out, going back to the compound to where they were fighting. New Era taking a fight here with the likes of Rain, taking a knock now, but now Rain just down to a duo. Ghosty and Toast. Toast is AFK, so not sure what is going on. Top 8 situation now. Team Control is still alive. Silence Esports and Rival 6, as well as Shoot to Survive. Some heavy hidden teams for us tonight. Team Control holding the center zone, holding the hill here. Taking shots towards Rival 6, trading off back and forth, looking for this fight to start us off. As Shulman does get that opening knock, now they're going to look to start pushing on up. Forever going to more than likely be the first to get pushed up on. Blaze gets knocked there from Shoot to Survive. Forever going to get knocked there. Finger knocked as well. They're going to look for that res there onto him here, as now the rest of Rival 6 moving on up. While Banger gets res made. He's gonna fight with Velocity. Jade gonna get thirsted there by Dark. But Dark Light not getting that elim. As Banger trying to stay alive. That's another team looking to join on up on this fight. That's gonna be Silence Esports. And Broader already pushed on up. Dark over here. Playing on the back while Dark and Velocity take the fight. Velocity taking another loss. Stark has no util, but Snakes does take a knock on to Dark. Gets the thirst. Now it's a three-way 1v1. As Nuxify trying to come up here, as Dark Light does need Zane. to clutch up against Guts to help on top. I'm gonna go over here towards Guts POV. Guts is spot, but Guts gonna take him on out. The next fight, gonna go for his car as Dark crawl it on around. So we shall see on what happens here. Dark Light moving on around. So next fight coming on in. Dark Light's gonna be aware of that. So we shall see on what happens here. Can he get open and knock as we have 4 teams at Pachinki Hill taking a fight right now. Wallace getting the knock on to Banger there. Banger and Shuyoung gonna get taken on out there. As now it's just down to Chinux and Silence Esports trying to make their way on in. Static gets that thirst on to Shuyoung. Rival 6 now. Their fate just lies into Chinux's hands. We're gonna head back on over here towards Darklight. Watching Velocity. Velocity, I don't believe they're in the zone. Neither of the players are in the zone. Silence Esports taking a knock there. But now they need to move on out. Next fight in the play zone, just waiting it on out. I think they're aware where Darklight is. I don't know how. I'm going to assume they're a little aware of his position. Next fight looking to eat the zone. As it is zone 4. Taking a little bit quicker, but not going to be doing a lot of damage. I don't know why Velocity loves to just set out in the zone. Like, it just eats up a lot of your meds for the later game and everything. And kind of waste of time. So next fight now looking to move on up here. As he's already looking to move up onto the Rich here. Gonna be looking to loot up. Chinux taking out one of the players from New Era. Now head on over here towards New Era and Silence Esports. Silence Esports playing really aggressive here now, as they do need to pick up Illusion. They're up 10 eliminations, but they need to pick up Illusion here. Let's head back over here towards Dark Light as Velocity now gonna be looking to rotate on out of there. Nux going one way as well. Guts tag on up there, down to half HP. Dark spraying him down. Trying to get this knock here. But now also getting a car and some loot. Gonna take this buggy and look to get out of there. Try to survive as long as possible with Velocity. Also gonna be looking to try to chase him on down. Unix spot, taking some shots towards his way. By the looks of it, Dark does want this fight here. 6-5, gonna shoot out his back tire. Dark gonna hop on out with the M4 in his hand. Who's he gonna start taking some shots onto first? Unix spot as well as pushing on up here first. Unix 5 stopping on the rock. Unix 5 gonna get knocked there immediately and thirsted. Dark, the S12 first Guts. Is gonna win this fight. Guts a little low on HP here. Guts looking for as that's gonna be Velocity taken on out by Darklight. Darklight staying on alive. Keep and shoot to survive alive and eliminating the likes of Velocity. Velocity being a little bit of weird there. I'm not gonna lie, staying out in the zone like they were kind of weird. Silence Esports now just down to Daggers here. 12 eliminations to them as well here, as now Rain in control, moving on over them. As New Era still alive. No one gonna be the last one. Team Control need these elims and the win to possibly maybe take the win overall. If Rival 6 doesn't already have it, but That's going to be Ghosty down the hill here. Looking towards the others. No. Control as this could be a 1v3 here. See, that's going to be May taking him on out. But now Team Control going to be a duo. Darklight could possibly pick up this win here. He's going to look up the hill. He does spot out those smokes in front. If he cresses the hill a little more and looks a little more to the right, he could spot out Ghosty. But I don't think he's going to do so. Ghosty going to get behind a rock to cover his right side as he has the hill to his left. So the only team possibly be able to look to see him is going to be Team Control. But Darklight going to take Bugatti and move on out as he might run into Genix there. Might have spotted him on out here. So he's going to be looking to move on over that way. On by, tagging him up already there. Just going to hop on out. Car going to explode. Dark going to look to cook up a knee. Throw it on over towards Genix. Going to pull it down to S12. Genix as Genix takes out Darklight as Team Control looking to move on over towards his way, passing Ghosty. Genix now in a 2v1 situation. He has some time to heal on up as Xiao, Wayne, and May push on up. As Ghosty might be pushing on up here soon behind Team Control. So we shall see how this goes. 2v1, v1. Genix looking to move on out. Not even taking any shots towards May. Now down to a 2v1. Are they going to have a repeat of first game with 6 teams and the win? Ghosty looking for the 2v1 now. So we shall see how this goes. Shaolin looking to push on up with the hovercraft towards Ghosty, looking for the run over. Ghosty with the M2. Gonna start laying the bullets right in, waiting for me to move on up here. Gonna move on up and get the run over there onto Ghosty. That's gonna be another win for Team Control. 6th elimination for their name. Brain going out in second with 0. Rival 6 going out in third there with 7. Shoot to Survive going out in 8th there with 12. New Era going out in 5th with 12 as well. Silence Esports going out in 6th with 12 eliminations as well. So many teams with 12. Velocity going out in 7th with 6. Dark going out in 8th with 7. I'm going to take a look at the rest of the results here. As we do get down to the bottom here now. Soon, actually, first team eliminated is going to be Asian Tees. Let's take a look at stars of the match. Stat going all out with 6 elims. Poppy with best companion and May with the finisher there. So that is going to be the last game. That is going to be it for me. And I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys later.